What's up, Devils? J-Daw's back, bright and early. Not to disappoint the fucking Devils. Here as always at 6 a.m., goddammit. And today we're going to talk about the Devils commenting on the Bolt Thrower or Total Rock Stars. And it's got 865 views in 4 days, so pretty decent. And 57 comments. I had a feeling that one, it's funny because as you listen to the video, it's not like I talk like mad shit or anything about them. Just kind of answered, just kind of told you actually what happened. There's just the truth about them. But I kind of thought the title would maybe get a little bit more views and stuff like that. Because people are like, what the fuck? Bolt Thrower's Rock Stars? Watch the goddamn video if you don't know what I'm talking about. If you're watching this one, you haven't seen it. So, the Devil's on there. There's a lot of comments, people, 57 of them, so obviously I'm not going to read them all off. And what I did notice scrolling through is not a ton of questions on here. A lot of them kind of talking about the non-rock stars. Guys talking about, meeting Ross from Immolation, who is cool. Ross is totally cool. Will Romer talking about meeting them. Shit like that. Like, stuff that they're, got actual non-rock stars in the fucking death metal scene. Guys talking about Hate Eternal. Things like that. And so, where was the first fucking question? Yes, here it is. From Abhorrent Spawn 666. And he's definitely commented, and I've answered a few of his questions so far, but here's another one, goddammit. What's up, J-Dog? I was wondering if there's ever been an album you didn't care for at first, but it grew on you over time. For me, a perfect example is the latest Deicide album. Didn't care for the singles they released, but after a few spins, I ended up loving it. Oh, yeah, there's definitely those, 100% for sure. It's funny, you mentioned Deicide. I didn't like, for quite some time, the Deicide album, Till Death Do Us Part. And I don't love it now, but I do like it. I enjoy it. But it's probably definitely still my least favorite record by them. But at first, I didn't like it at all. And I kind of kicked myself. I wish I would have bought an LP. That's the only, of all their albums, that's the only one I don't have an LP for. I just have a CD for it. So if I come across an album, I looked at eBay and somebody had like a color vinyl for like $75. I was like, I don't want it for $75. If it was an album I loved, I have no problem paying for $75. But an album that you know what? But the thing is, I probably might not end up biting the bullet and buying $75, just kind of like, because I kind of want to complete the collection. It's the only one I'm missing. So that for sure. But there's tons of other shit, yeah, that it grew on me. Like I said in a prior video, when I first heard Macabre, it was just live. I didn't like them at first. Just the vocals were so different that I didn't even know what to fucking think of it. So didn't like Macabre at first. But now they're like literally one of my favorite bands. Who else? Who's on the tip of my fucking tongue? I know there's somebody where I didn't like it, and oh, perfect example. Now, yeah, Entombed, Clandestine, the second album. Definitely still don't. I wouldn't say I love it. I like it. I am a fan. I do own it. Definitely not as good as Left Hand Path, but I do like it. The biggest thing is the reason I didn't like it at first. But I'm like, I guess they're not bad. They're death metal. And they're kind of almost unique, almost like a hardcore death metal mix. As the vocals, as the vocals on fucking Left Hand are fucking awesome. And then Clandestine, like, what is this fucking like hardcore type vocals? But as you kind of grew on, you're like, yeah, the songs are good at least. And then the vocals, like, I don't know, it's almost kind of unique. It's just, I would have preferred fucking, who was the original singer, LG or whatever. And so that, at first I didn't like it, but it's not because I thought the album sucked, it's because I just couldn't get in the vocals. That's a huge example because it took me a while to get into that one. Death, Spiritual Healing, same thing. Definitely don't like it nowhere near as much as Scream Bloody Gore, and Leprosy is better as well. But Death, Spiritual Healing, for years I didn't like it, but going back and listening to it, I think I started going back and listening to it when Relapse a few years ago, they reissued it. We got in the shop. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put this on. I'm like, so you know what? It's not the same, but it's still a good metal record. Like I enjoy it. So that's, there's definitely tons of other shit. Yeah, because some stuff does take a few spins. And that's why, for example, like, let's say the next Cannibal Corpse, or again, the next Deicide, those bands, like if they do an album, or if like Hemorrhage, for example, if they do another new album, let's say I hear it, I'm like, I don't really like it. I'll listen to it a couple times. Well, more than a couple times. I'll probably listen to it 3-4 times because it gets more of a pass. I don't just get one time listen. Now, if it's a brand new band I never heard of, comes to the shop, I'm like, oh, this looks like it could be good. And I put it on. And if it doesn't hit me, that's it. You got one time trying, homies. You better fucking blow my socks off. But if you're like one of my favorite band category or fucking legends, I'll give it more than one chance. Now, a band that I wouldn't at this point is Morbid Angel because, if they were on, if all they had out was fucking, Abominations, Ultras of Madness, and Blessed Are the Sick, and let's just say they put out an album and it wasn't as good. Let's say they put out Domination because I still don't like that album, this album to this day. I probably would have gave that a few more chances. Probably concluded I don't really like it. But at this point, I mean, they've got so many shitty albums under their belt. Like, I don't like Domination. Thought Heretic was boring as fuck. Kill a Cop was absolutely god ass fucking awful. And that one was so bad I never even listened to anything since. So, but like I said, other bands that haven't done anything to that degree that I've been a big fan of for years, they would get more than one listen. RGCJ Rock. What is a band you think has a flawless discography? Bolt Thrower, Witchfighter in general, Nirvana, Exhumed, and Forbidden are some bands that come to my mind. Nirvana, how are we talking about the same Nirvana? Is that like the Nirvana with Kurt Cobain? So I get, yeah, that's cool. For me, perfect. Exhumed, yeah. I mean, obviously I like some albums more than every band, any band I'm going to say. Obviously, I like some albums more than other, but perfect discography. Yeah, Exhumed, Cannibal Corpse. I like every album by them. Hemorrhage here. I like every single album by Hemorrhage. Dismember. I like every single album by Dismember. Hell, even Deicide, I do like every single album. But again, some of those, I realize Incinerate them in Torment Hell. Those are nowhere near as good. And I realize, like I said, my least favorite, actually, the one I like even less than those is Till Death Do Us Part. I'm not saying those albums is good, but do they have an album that I think is shit that I don't like at all? For me, no. But if somebody said, yeah, Deicide don't got a perfect discography, they got a few crappy albums, I would understand where they're coming from. So I could see why they wouldn't like those albums. But me personally, I do. So for me, them, um, perfect discography. Yeah, when you really break it down, there's a handful of bands that do, but most don't. Mortician, they have a perfect discography. I love every single thing by Mortician. Um, who else? I like everything by Nunslaughter. So Nunslaughter. Um, Toxic Holocaust. It's not bad. I like everything about Toxic Holocaust. Even that last record that was on like some big ass fucking Sony label or some shit. What is it? What's the name? Stream. What's the fucking name of the new album? One with the goddamn Back to the Future looking cover. Drawing a blank what the name is, but I like it. I own a CD LP of it. I thought it was a good album. It's not as good as Evil Never Dies, but I do like it. And so yeah, I like everything by them. So yeah, there's a good handful of bands that have perfect discographies. But I mean, the bands that don't definitely outweigh as far as in quantity wise. From Mac Powers, I agree. I agree about why Bolt Thrower doesn't just release band T-shirts of their albums. I guarantee it will sell fast, just like Death T-shirts. Oh, I know for a fact they would sell fucking fast. That's why it's like, just put it out yourselves and people won't bootleg it. Is there any other bands that you wish would release legit band shirts or more merch? Keep it metal, New York friend. Yeah, trying to think who though, like who's really skimpy on it. You know, the band that comes to my mind is Entrails, and the reason being is because like alls I own by them, I own a shirt that I bought at their show from Maryland. It's a pretty cool shirt. It's not an album it's not an album design shirt. It's a just a t-shirt art fucking thing. I think I've worn that camera couple times, like bluish cover. I like that, but the only album cover is the original Tales from the Morgue. I own a bootleg version of it, but I've never seen them selling. Maybe they do at their shows. They did it at the one I was at, which was Maryland, Maryland 2016, I think. But like, I've never seen online and shit like that. I mean, it's been a while since I looked, but I have like album shirts. Like most of the albums are not even on fucking t-shirt and shit like that. At least that I couldn't find. So then I thought that was kind of fucking weird. Um, Hemorrhage could be better. Like a lot of their shirts aren't. They have a lot of shirts, but stuff like a Medic Cult and stuff like that is very, very hard. Like, and they did them at one point, but they're not around. And a bunch of other album shirts. I think the a shirt that I would love, I've always wanted, is the Picture This cover art. They did on the LP when they finally did the regular LP. The artwork for Anatomical Inferno. Not the CD, because the CD cover is kind of like, I don't want to call it lame, but it's kind of like if you wore a T-shirt of it, it's like, what is that? That's just a fucking green blob. But where it's like Doctor Obnoxious, he's doing that. He's dissecting that carcass, and it's got a bunch of dead bodies hanging out. There's a picture disc of that, which I own. That was the original vinyl that came out. And then was it Morbid Records or whoever did it? They did a double LP of it. I believe it's a double LP, just with a pocket cover, and it comes with printed on her sleeves, and they use that same cover art. I'd imagine there's probably shirts of that available, but I never had one. I never seen one available, and that I would buy. That's actually, if I own just one, I have to look at that. I'm wearing a Hemorrhage fucking t-shirt too. That wasn't intentional. Uh, That would probably be my one. I have a couple Hemorrhage shirts, but if I could just own one, it'd be that Anatomical Inferno art, and then second probably the Emetic Cult album cover art, and those aren't available. Bird Flesh seems to slack like a motherfucker on shirts. I see some do some here and there, and they sell out. They're not available. Those are one pop in my mind. So yeah, there's definitely bands that need to fucking get the ball rolling on fucking shirts, keeping the shit available. From Layla Lover 90. Here's a good one. Question: if you could either shave the head of a flop hair deathcore band member or rip their shirt Cobra-style without worrying about consequences, arrests, getting into a fight, etc., which would you choose? So he's obviously doing a throwback in the Hellcast episode when we're talking about the flop hairs and shit like that. Keep in mind the flop hair shit. I literally, until that episode, I didn't even know what the fuck that was. I think I either found out on episode or right before it's Reaper and Tommy Redefining Darkness. They're both in the room. They prefaced me what it is. Like, I think they asked like what I thought of Crab Walk and flop hairs. But whatever it was prior to that, I literally I was like, I don't even know what that is. Like, Crab Walk, what the fuck is that? They had to show me, and then the flop hairs. They had to show me pictures of these fucking guys that call themselves men, but I would never consider men in a million years. May as well be wearing a fucking pink t-shirt. Those guys, and I'm like, oh god, so that's what he's talking about. And also, we tell the story about the Cobra story. So, have you ever seen the movie Cobra with Sylvester Stallone? He goes over to that one guy. He says, "Clean up your act." He rips the guy's fucking shirt off. It's fucking absolutely hilarious. So that's what he's referring to. I would have to say I would want to do the Cobra just because of how much that movie. I grew up on that movie. That's fucking hilarious. What I want to do is I wanted the fucking either a Panini's douche or a poser. Let's say he's wearing like a Deicide shirt or an Immolation shirt, and you just know he's into just other gay shit like Slipknot and stuff like that. Total poser. I just want to go up to him like, "You don't like that band?" and just rip his fucking shirt off. I would love to be able to do that. That'd be fucking awesome. So I'd have to go with the Cobra. Although the floppies, though, man, that does need a good head shaving. Get rid of that, man. From Nat Shap. Hey, dude, your early 2000s albums video was great, but why didn't you include Close to a World Below by Immolation? Just curious. Everyone has their favorites. Cheers and sup, devils. You know what? It's funny because good question, and that would definitely be in there. Because yeah, Failures for Gods. That was the first tour I saw them on. That might have been 2002 though, right? Or was that 99? Because when I saw them on that tour, maybe that was 99. But anyways, yeah, Close to World Below definitely was in the 2000s. The reason I didn't include that, if you notice, I didn't include any of the Cannibal Corpse either. I guess when I was thinking about early brutal death bands, I was kind of thinking more obscure bands. You know what I mean? Not because it needs to be. I don't even know why. I just maybe because like I was just trying to think of like bands that people don't know. Not granted, Zoom was something in there, but there's not they're bigger, they're smaller than Cannibal Corpse. But I'm like, yeah. But if we're talking about all of them, and another reason to be, and I'll completely honest, slipped my fucking mind. Because I don't do a whole lot of prep for these fucking videos, in case you guys haven't noticed, and I've said it, but I don't know what all the past videos you see. But yeah, Immolation Close to the World Below, I fucking love that record. That as far as greatest early 2000 death metal albums, that's 1000% fucking in there. But so would so early 2000s. What's I believe Cannibal Corpse Gallery of Suicide? That's 99, if I'm not mistaken. But then what is Bloodthirst? 01, and that's the first tour. That's the first time I saw Cannibal Corpse was on the Bloodthirst tour. Bloodthirst is my second favorite Corpse Grinder album. The first one being Vile. And but as far as that, Bloodthirst would be in that early 2000s as well, too, as far as favorite early 2000s brutal death metal albums. So that'd be in there, too. Same with Mortician. And I don't know, did I put Mortician on a video? Whatever. What was the first one? 2000. Domain of Death, I think. That'd be in there, too. Jay Dinkins just got the Pharmacist Carnal Pollution EP in the mail. Listening now. And this one is fucking awesome. Have you heard this one? Is that the one where so far it's just not cassette? Or I believe Hell's only got cassettes? If so, no. And I'm annoyed because I don't have a cassette player because I'm like, fuck. I think I looked it up on Metal Archives and there is a 7-inch of it. I definitely need a 7-inch. If there's not a 7-inch, they need to put on a 7-inch or we need to put on a 7-inch. If it doesn't fit on a 7-inch, it needs to be on 12-inch max or something. So I 100% do want to get it and hear it. But I don't have a tape player and I already talked about tapes and shit like that. And my whole thing, don't really want to get started on that. Like, get started up a whole new physical format at damn near fucking 40 years old. And I kind of got nowhere to store the shit anyways. So, no, I haven't heard the Carnal Pollution, but I'm assuming, like I said, I saw that it is on 7-inch that I'm sure they will do it or something. So I will eventually get it. But yeah, when I saw it, I'm like, fuck, I'm wondering because Yeah, definitely wanted to hear it because I don't even the audio on it. If it's the tape that I'm thinking of, I have not heard that one. But I am pretty confident it is good, and you are saying that it's fucking awesome. From Mizothea666, also counts all the goddamn time. Vader are definitely very reliable. I agree. First band I ever saw live. Oh, really? That was, yeah, I saw Vader pretty early on in my concert going career or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But maybe it was about 3 years into me going to shows. Yeah, about 3 years because I started going in 98 and I saw them in either 2000, 2001. Right after they released Revelations. Okay, so the first time I saw Vader, yeah, was on the Litany tour. That was the first time I saw them. So whatever fuck year that album came out in the tour, whatever the fuck that was. 2000, 2001? That sounds about right. The organizer booked some strippers to perform before Vader hit the stage. Really? That sounds cool. Ha ha ha, quite ugly. Oh, they're ugly fat strippers? But affordable, I guess. Uh, do you know Witchmaster? Also from Poland? I haven't heard any bad stuff from them, but masochistic devil worship probably takes the cake. Absolutely ferocious black thrash, no peace at all. Thrash or Die is a demo compilation CD of theirs that I can't remember when and how I bought, but nonstop greatness as well. Yeah, dude, it's been quite a while since I listened to either of those discs, but yeah, I'm totally familiar with who you're talking about, and I remember it being good. It's kind of in the forgotten metal category, you know what I mean? Where I've heard it, I know I thought it was pretty good, but I mean, if I listened, it'd probably be a new listen. Like I wouldn't be able to like air guitar or anything, you know what I mean? But I remember being, solid shit, and I know exactly what you're talking about. Here's a good fucking question that it's almost like it's a no-win situation. Gorehound, if Slipknot offered you $1 million to put out their new album, would you guys do it? It's funny if they offered us $1 million. Usually it's the other way around. The label pays the band, right? I mean, as much as I'd like to say no, I'd probably have to say yes if they paid us $1 million. Because at the end of the day, I can be like, well, I don't like it. I mean, but I could take this money and like just put out shit that we do like, you know what I mean? So you just see this one turn in the catalog, like, hey, whatever fucking posers want to come over by us. And at that point, I'm like, I don't even care who buys or doesn't buy it. We already got paid our $1 million. We just got to put it out. Probably in that sense, because whoever comes and gets it, gets it. Whoever fuck doesn't. And I know where I stand. I think it's shit's fucking garbage, and I wouldn't stand my chance. Like I wouldn't come over on this fucking channel and be like, you know what, Slipknot's pretty good. I'd still be like, it sucks, but hey, they wanted to be on Hells. They paid us $1 million, so I said, what the fuck? I mean, I'll do almost anything for a fucking $1 million within fucking reason. You know what I mean? But even like for example, like I would never in a million years go fucking jumping on an airplane. People like skydiving and shit. I personally would never do that. Probably scare the living shit out of me. But if somebody paid me $1 million to do it, yeah, I probably would do it. But I would be very like, oh, I really, really, really don't want to do this. But like, I don't know, man. $1 million is $1 million. Money talks, bullshit walks. Sounds like I'm jumping out of a fucking plane. Joseph O'Donovan. Sup, J Dog? I heard a mortician and embalmer show just got announced in Cleveland. Are you going? I would totally go, but I live in the Netherlands, so it's kind of a far travel. Haha. Sure am, brah. Don't got my tickets yet, but I'll text. I've been meaning this week. I'll text Emma. It's at her club. She now owns it. Was now that's class, and what it's called. Now it's called No Class, I believe. She bought the club out, and the show's there. So I'll text her to make sure she put down tickets for me and my wife. I need to text her for that. And Malevolent Creation is next month. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna go. And plan is just like I told you the Glenn Benton thing. I'm gonna probably bring my Hacked Up for Barbecue LP, the very first pressing that Hell's put out, because it's kind of like probably my favorite LP by them that we've ever done, and have Will and Roger sign it, get my picture with them, even though I've already had them sign all my CDs like literally over 20 years ago. But none of my LPs are signed, and hell, we put them out, and my picture with them. Well, I've shown my picture of Will several times. I mean, it's got showed on JOAB's channel, and it's got showed on Hellcast. I think I even showed it on here. It's been flashed around quite a bit, but I was like 15 years old, so 37 now, 22 years later, I think I could use a fucking tune-up photo with Will and Roger. But anyways, the plan is also the same thing. If I can get it. Again, this is my plan, so don't hold me to this, Devils. When it comes out, is get on recording, and then that'll be my video for the day. So if it's a 2-minute video, a 5-minute video, or 25 fucking minute video, that'll be the video for the day. But it's kind of for myself too, just to kind of commemorate. Like when I met all these guys, I don't remember verbatim, but now it'll literally be on camera. Like, just have my wife recording while I go walk. The plan is, Wife hits record on the fucking phone. Sup, devils? And fucking walk over. I'm going to go over and meet Will, see what he has to say. Have him sign my shit, get it signed. Hey, let me get a picture with him. By the way, it's on my phone. This is not recording. Hey, fucking dick licker. Whoever stand next there, can you fucking take my photo fucking with Big Willie? Sure, bro. And then that's how I'm hoping it goes down. We'll see, though, goddammit. So I plan on doing with a Mortician, Macabre, Glenn Benton, and I might even do it with Malevolent Creation, too. I don't know who, other than Phil Fascinia, or how the fuck you say his name, probably might just do it with him. Bring an LP, have him sign it. I have met him, but years and years ago. Never got my picture with him, too. I don't even know. Is there even any other original members? Because I think at this show, they're supposed to play the entire Retribution album, which is probably my favorite Malevolent Creation album. Maybe I'll bring my LP of that, have him sign it, and get my picture with Phil. And I don't know what else I'd really have to talk to him about, because I don't really know much about him personally. It's not like I just know he's been in Malevolent Creation since day one. There's not a whole lot that I kind of like have questions or anything like that for him. You know what I mean? Kind of weird, even though kind of because Glenn, I don't know, he's kind of like, Glenn just, I don't know, is like kind of an influence on me because he has kind of like the same like religious beliefs in a sense, and says a lot of funny shit. And there's almost kind of like this mystique about him. You hear these rumors and crap, so it's almost like I'd almost have questions to ask as opposed to Phil. I don't really. He's a guitar player in a death metal band I love. I mean, I don't really know much of what to ask. You know what I mean? If you guys don't know of any cool fucking inside shit to ask, maybe I'll keep that in mind and I'll ask him that right on camera. But who knows? Might not even fucking meet him, but that's the plan. But I'm putting him in that category too. So yes, I will be at Mortician. Somebody's asking about watch Ryan the Rocks. I answered this on a previous video a couple weeks ago. I know it's posted by now. Go search past video. He's asking about the interview with Kramer that for Hell's Head Bash did. I answered that in detail of that. So go watch all the past videos, bro. I forget which one's on, but I definitely answered it. From Human Brisket, goddammit. Good morning, J Dog. Got my Nunslaughter Devil's Conjuries Volume 4 and Sacral CD yesterday. Sweet. Yeah, the Devil's Conjuries 4, fucking the next one in line. It was fucking awesome. So just waiting on the LPs now. But the CDs are out. On this subject of rock stars, DRI is that way too. Oh, are they? I didn't even know that. I never heard that. They got people looking out for bootleg shirts. Question: have you ever experienced a night where two shows are going on the same day and you can only attend one? Nice bird flesh shirt. Yeah, there was, but nothing that was like kind of like holy fuck, gotta flip a coin, don't know which one I'm gonna make it to, because it was kind of like something like obvious, like I don't know, Exhum's playing tonight and fucking Judas Priest is playing other. I'm kind of like, well, I don't really give a shit about seeing Judas Priest. Yeah, I like early Judas Priest albums. I have Judas Priest albums, but I'll go see Exhumed every day of the week over fucking Judas Priest. So it was kind of shit like that. So it was like they're the same night, but it was a no-brainer as to which one I was going to go to. And from Goatman again, it says Bolt Thrower is so overrated. The bands that copy them are even worse. Straight up snooze fest. How do you deal with damaged copies coming into Hells? I know you all usually discount them significantly. Also, were you present when the Nunslaughter Maggot Laminator event happened? For the damaged copies, yeah, either discount them or at least make a disclaimer. Because if we can't lose our ass, like, well, if we discount this anymore, we're going to be literally losing money. We'll just at least make a disclaimer like, hey, it's got a bent corner. So that way at least the customer knows. So if you want it, you want it. If you don't, you don't. It's coming with a bent corner, though, goddamn it, because the shithead that sent it fucking doesn't know how to pack records, and they came fucking bent. So usually a disclaimer. And then as far as the Nunslaughter Maggot Laminator, oh yeah, I was fucking there. I definitely. It was at the house that me, Eric, and Chase were living together. I don't know if I was still living there at the time, but we continued to run the business out of there. For when I moved out of the house, I lived there for 4 years. Moved out, and then we ran the business out of there for about another 2 years. And I would just, drive back and forth like it was a goddamn, warehouse. And it was definitely there at the kitchen table, and it was me, Eric, Chase, and Dawn of the Dead would come down on the weekends, and we would do the maggot laminating for the covers. So I was definitely there, and it was not fun. There is some questions in here I'm kind of glossing over, guys, because there's 57 comments, and a couple of them there's some shit. It's like I don't even know what the fuck this is. Like I never remember I said kind of disclaimer. I'll answer pretty much all questions, but it's got to be something I can at least say something about because some of it's like I don't even know what this is. And from Eric G, have you checked out Molder? It's the vocalist Aaron from Melting Rock, other band. The vocals are John Tardy influence. Yeah, it's funny you say that. I have a Molder LP. I think it's the first album where it's got like that the black and white artwork. It's almost got that fucking Quasimodo fucking looking guy on the cover. If I'm not mistaken. I believe it's yellow vinyl I have. I think it's a debut album. And yeah, John Tardy vocals. I've listened only 2 or 3 times. I listened only at the shop. I don't think I've ever listened to it since I brought it home, but I liked it. And I liked the whole feel of it. Looked old school. The sound of it, I definitely liked it. I liked Melting Rock better. But you actually informed me of something that if you educated me there, Eric G. I did not know that was the Melting Rock vocals. It's even cooler. Did not know that at all. It's cool that he's fucking because isn't he doing another band I looked up on? I think what's it called? Organ Dealer, maybe it's Organ Dealer, something Organ, and I only listened to the demo on YouTube because that's how I saw it, and the vocals were like reminiscent to like the Flushing like Last Days of Humanity. And it was the same singer, so I was like, so now that you tell me Molder, what's kind of cool is like, holy shit, this guy's doing like multiple bands and his vocals are drastically fucking different. Kind of fucking cool, I think. Oh, from John Lincoln. Actually, I did see this. He's a comment, and then he's let me know. He says, no, Public Execution is not a split. I played with the singer Eric and the guitar player too. He passed away in syphilis Diller. Uh, yeah, okay, so it's not split. Yeah, because I couldn't remember the split 7-shot, but I have it. Yeah, the Public Execution 7 inches. I know Kanye just gave me one back in I don't know late 90s, early 2000s. It's been quite a while since I listened. I got to give it another spin when I go into my when I bust out 7 inches, just sit there and fucking flip them all day long. Every now and then I do that, where I just go on, I'm like, I literally, whatever box, because they're all alphabetized. When I get in the letter O/P box, I'll make sure that one gets put on. And from Roro, basically his question is, it's kind of long. I'll make this the last question. He's asking me, what do I think of Christian death metal? Kind of answered that. So watch past video, and I show that thrash band Believer. But we Francisco and I talked about it on the on his podcast. So check out that podcast too. That way, we'll get more people watching the podcast. We did talk about that a little bit. I have a softer stance about it than Francisco does. His was just basically absolutely fuck that shit. My stance is I see where he's coming from, and that's kind of my opinion, but it's a little bit of a softer stance than that. But funny nonetheless. So yeah, Devils, that's it for this one. Just under a half hour. God damn it again. And you leave all the comments, questions. You know how we do it over here. And I'll see you on the next one, 6 a.m. As always, later.